everybody, and welcome back to my top 5. So this is going to be about my commercial decks, which ones I feel like are the top for me, and which ones I have in my collection, of course, because otherwise I couldn't show you. So I'll be starting from number 5 and working my way up to number 1. So my first tarot deck, and now please feel free, put in your comments whatever you feel are your top 5. You know, if you have a favorite deck, let me know what it is. Commercial one that maybe I won't be showing, add it in. So first one I'm going to show you is my top number 5, which is Mystic Mondays. So it's beautiful. This is a beautiful deck. It's a very simple deck, but I absolutely love the colors. I love the rainbow, I suppose, sides. Now, the one downside about this card is that it is a bit glossy, and I suppose a bit hard to shuffle because of it. It's quite thick. It's a normal size deck. It's quite thick, and it's not the easiest to shuffle. It doesn't have much bend. It actually takes a lot of power. So not the easiest to shuffle, but I still really like the deck, and it's still one of my top favorites, mainly because of the colors. And you know, again, I'm not a massive fan of the pips, but I just feel like this is done so well with all the colors. And I've turned this upside down now. So I just really like the way this is done. I do believe that she has a crystal, I say she, what's her name? Grace Jong. She has a crystal deck as well, and also coming up soon is going to be a animal deck. I'm not 100% sure I'd actually go for them. I might want to see a few videos first to see if I like them as much as I like this tarot deck, but it's just so well done. I mean, look at this, the Emperor, and then you have like he's got like a bear over him. It's like his cloak shows that strength. That's beautiful. Strength. So yeah, it's a beautiful deck. Well done. A little bit of a downside is it does feel like a bit like a credit card. There we go. Feels a bit like a credit card, but with a bit more bend to it. I don't know if maybe if I used it a bit more, if it actually starts to bend a bit more and not feel so harsh on your hands. If somebody owns this deck and they've had it for a while, let me know if it does get easier to shuffle with time. I think that's probably what keeps me from using it, because I absolutely love shuffling a good shuffle, easy shuffling deck. So at number 4, I will bring out my little new one. So I've got this at number 4 just because I haven't worked with it yet, but I already feel really. I think the fact that I've been drawn to it, and it's a little bit surprising how much I've really enjoyed just even looking at the cards. I'm actually really looking forward to working with this one. You know, obviously there's a normal size tarot deck, but this surprised me how much I really appreciate this art once I had it in my hands. Looking at it sometimes on the video and then having it in your hands is different, you know. It's surprising what I suppose will grab your attention in person and what will grab. I mean, the obvious ones will grab you both in person and on videos. But sometimes you have these sneaky ones that you're not quite sure of. I've got like the Muse for me. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll get it because I like the artist and I want to support her. But in truth, now that's my number 1 deck. So indie version, not commercial. So yeah, this is another one that kind of surprised me. So I'm actually really looking forward to working with that one and seeing what kind of messages it gives me, and what kind of readings I can do with it. I I already know I'm going to be pairing this with my True Black Tarot and probably the archetypes. So yeah, that'll be really good fun. I'm looking forward to that. So at number 3, I've got the Light Seers Tarot. Now why I've got this at my number 3 is obviously I love the artwork. It's one of my favorite tarot decks, but, oh, and by the way, I colored this in. I went through a phase of edging all my decks. But one of my favorite things about this tarot deck is the way, I don't know what it is, the commercial Muse cardstock isn't the same. And I don't know why it's different because it's from the same company, but this one just glides so well. It's such a pleasure to shuffle, and it's so smooth that, so I've got 1, I love the art, 2, it shuffles magnificently, and obviously 3, it's a fantastic read as well. And you can do any sorts of reading, love readings as well with this deck. It's real diverse. I feel like it's a diverse deck. You can use it for pretty much anything. So this one is my number 3. So at number 2, we have the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. Now this one, I've actually, when you spend time with it, again, comes with a decent sized guidebook. But when you actually spend some time with this tarot deck, you can't help but really like it. It's a no bullshit tarot deck. It's really about everyday life, and it's just so well illustrated, and it really passes on those meanings so well. I've done the edging of this as well. I actually really enjoyed, I really like this, the yellow. It would have been nice if it was like a yellow edging like that. Pocket Piers, Jamie Sawyer, she has yellow. Looks fantastic. So it would be nice if this one had that too. But I did it myself. So the artwork is fantastic. It is diverse. You know, I think people can relate to it a bit better because it does feel like just an everyday deck. I mean, look at him scrubbing his car. You know, it's like the real world that we live in today, whereas all my other decks tend to be a bit more like fantasy, which is fine as well. But yeah, it's just more like an everyday deck, and I find that people tend to be quite drawn to this because they can relate. So it's a beautiful deck. Now I didn't only just do the edging, I also trimmed it because it was just way too big. Even now it's still long, but it's not as thick, so it is a massive deck. Again, it's probably a little bit bigger than an oracle, but I actually just took off the edging at the side. I suppose you could cut off the top as well, but I actually didn't mind having the bottom and top edging. But you can make it even smaller, but then you'd be cutting off a lot of that, and I wanted at least that to be even at the back. So yeah, great deck, really easy to use, even if you're a beginner. There's just a lot happening in the imagery, so you know, hopefully you don't get lost, but it will help with I said prompting intuition, because there's lots of imagery there that you can use, and if you're drawn to it, it's like maybe there's a special meaning. And now my top number 1 commercial deck is the Bonfire Tarot. Again, this is another deck that I did buy because I really loved the colors of it, but I've actually really like doing love readings with this. This is what I use it for. Again, edged it, doesn't come like that. This is another glossy tarot card, but it's not as sharp as the modern day tarot. Is that modern day? No, Monday tarot. Modern Mystic Mondays. Oh my God, get that right. Mystic Mondays Tarot. It's not quite the same. It's not so harsh, and it bends that bit more. So you can shuffle this, even though it's a bit wider. But I find that I can shuffle this a bit easier. It does stick a little bit, but not too much, just because of the glossiness. But yeah, again, a lot happening. This is a bit more fantasy as well. Oh, it's upside down. Let's turn this around. There we go. But fantastic job. She's also had a new deck, Avatara, I think it's called, come out. I haven't actually been... I really liked her first card with the woman and all the cigarettes in the mouth. That was awesome, but I haven't been really keen on getting that deck. And I've always thought that because I love this one so much, I love the Conkers, but because I love this one so much, I would have gone for it straight away. But yeah, I don't know what it is. If any of you guys have her new tarot deck, please let me know how you feel about it. Does it read well? Are you really glad that you bought it? Or is it kind of a, remorse buy? Yeah, so again, you could probably do any kind of read with this. But for some reason, I'm really drawn to using these cards for love readings. I just feel like every time I pick them up, they always talk about love for me. Always. So, but again, one of my favorite decks. This is a really well done deck. And even though it is glossy, it's not too bad on the camera. Okay, if it was matte, it would be even better because it would shuffle nicely as well. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's my top 5. Please, if you have I'd really like to hear back from you. Let me know what your number 1 tarot deck, commercial deck is and why. I love to have some feedback and communication between us all. And because let's face it, if you have a favorite, I'd like to explore that. If I don't have it, maybe I might have a second look at it and kind of go, oh, maybe it's something I might want to look at. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you around. Bye.